everyone, and thank you for joining us on Wednesday the 2nd of July. And for those of us who watched us yesterday, we have a familiar face back in the studio with us today. We have Mr. Sara Senviratna, who of course is a publisher and managing editor of a magazine that's just about to go out locally as well as internationally. It's called Weekend Fun, and we have Sara in the studio with us to talk to us about the magazine and lots more. So we're going to say good morning and thank you once again.
I'm excited to see you back again.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you on the show. Now, we were talking yesterday about the magazine and about contributors and so on. So we're going to move a little away. Now, Weekend Fun, for those who didn't catch us yesterday, a very quick brief on what Weekend Fun really is about.
Weekend Fun covers almost all the aspects of life, and also it's a kind of an exciting project, and for people to read, there'll be lots and lots of humorous stuff which are coming from the outside world also, because I believe in life is short, so life could be a kind of an enjoyable thing if you start reading Weekend Fun. And the other thing is that the entire world has become a global village. So we have a lot of connections, and most of the stuff that we are trying to produce from the Weekend Fun is all educational stuff also. So I'm inviting almost all the teenagers who are attending these schools, the international schools and things like that, and to improve their English language also. This would be a chance for them to sort of participate, because we are going to have a club called Weekend Fun Club, and a lot of talents that we are going to make use of, and then showing it to the outside world, and probably they might get some exciting breaks, so to go to United States and to study about the music, and also lots and lots of exciting moments will be there for the readers of the Weekend Fun. So that's a message that I want to convey.
Now, talking about big breaks, we're going to digress a bit back to when you got your first big break. Do you remember the defining moment of when you really knew that this was what you were meant to do?
Well, this was in my mind for many, many years, as you know, because I had to be in exile, as I've told you, 6 years ago. So at the age 20, I had to move out from the island. And that was a blessing in disguise, and that's how I was going from place to place and working and all that. So I became a globe trotter. So it is because of the kind of workload that I used to do. I'm a very dedicated person, and I should say that I don't sleep much. I don't have time for that. So lots and lots of, though I contribute as a managing editor for the Weekend Fun, that I contribute my work for the other British newspapers and the American magazines as well. And while I'm doing it, I'm doing this as well. So it's a kind of a very exciting kind of thing. And also that I ask the teenagers to start reading this. Not only the visuals, but of course the other stuff like interesting subjects about the leisure, the prevention is better than cure. So that kind of articles also that we are going to come up with.
Now, a lot of your content is not just written. It's very visual.
It's much visual.
It's very, very visual. So let's talk a little bit about. We spoke about it briefly yesterday also, but you're trying to draw in a young audience also, and we are a visual species. So exactly. how do you?
Yeah, I have realized that, because when I was young also, that I was very attracted to sort of the visual impact was very much in my mind. Like that's why I got myself involved with cartooning, caricaturing, doing animation, and lots of things have happened in my life because of the kind of interest that I have. And still it grows, though I'm aging, but the process is on. So that's why I have focused on this Weekend Fun. It's going to be a very outstanding and a very special kind of a magazine for the whole world, not only for Sri Lanka, but of course Sri Lankans are highly talented, in every way. Look at you are much talented as well. You are interviewing me again, say after 6 years time. So it's amazing. So probably you might be in BBC interviewing me.
Why,
you know,
thank
who
you.
knows?
So I like
that
these
this
compliments in the morning. We could use a few more of these.
These things happen, you know. So what I'm trying to say is you should use your lifespan to the utmost. Like, you know, you should not say I'm going to retire. You know, I'm going to work until I drop dead. That's the for sure. And I enjoy my work. The most important thing is to enjoy your work, like, and then continue your life journey, and you'll be successful. And lots of articles like that also will comprise
in the magazine. Now the magazine it'll come out weekly, and obviously you're going to be in competition with a lot of other weekend magazines.
Oh well, it's not.
But that's exactly what I want to get to. So obviously there's something you're doing that's going to set yourself apart from everybody else. And what is that?
So basically there are about 25-30 newspapers in Sri Lanka alone. And when you read from Monday, I'm not criticizing, I was with them also. So what I'm saying is most of the stuff that we read are awful stuff, like killings, like, you know, somebody is being robbed and all kinds of stuff. So it's I mean, if you're a working person, sort of, you have lots and lots of problems in your head, you know. So at the end of the week, on Sunday, that you want to relax, so there are not much of newspapers to convey that kind of to add that relaxation into it. So what you do is that you like to read the same old newspapers, the same old story over and over again? No. So what you want is actually a newspaper, a specialized newspaper, which has a lot of funny stories, funny pictures, and relax. So this is a kind of a magazine for specialized in focusing on fun. So this is a fun-filled magazine, and that will definitely attract the lot of readers, not only in Colombo but in other parts of the world also. And that's why we are aggressively trying to embark this to the other side of the world.
Now in terms of content, we again spoke of this briefly yesterday, but you're trying to find stories that would relate to younger audiences and of course more mature audiences, but at the same time you're talking about things that are essentially Sri Lankan but also global. So that's quite a lot of things you're trying to fit into you know, one magazine. How do you find that challenge? How do you work around those problems?
Well, what we want is while you are enjoying this funny kind of stories and funny kind of pictures that we present, to educate yourself about your neighbors. And I found out that most of these youngsters, they do not know about the kind of the cultures that hanging around. And I feel now Sri Lanka has become a cosmopolitan city, because I live in a cosmopolitan city in Hong Kong, and I enjoy that because I taste their food, I mingle with them, I try to listen to their music. So this is the kind of thing that we should have in Sri Lanka. So I am trying to sort of focus on that and say, look here, Colombo is a sensational place with almost all the whole world is here. You know, you can, so I mean, you yourself will be educated automatically by reading this, because we are focusing on certain countries, you know. So that kind of magazine is not available in Sri Lanka or elsewhere, because focusing on things which are happening right around the world, because there is a kind of a double spread right inside the tabloid, that I'm going to focus on the world with a world map and then giving it as 168 hours. So somebody should ask, what is 168 hours? So that is 24 into 7. So that is, we have 168 hours for a week. So within that week, that we are trying to focus on certain things which have happened in Afghanistan, or maybe in New York, or maybe in Boston, or maybe in South America or something like that. So all those things will be focused graphically, as well as a brief description will be given. So you know what really has happened during the past 7 days. So that's the most amazing thing which we will be highlighting on this. Nobody else has done it, but it is our magazine which will come up with that kind of idea.
I'm sorry to have to cut short this bit of the conversation. We have a lot more to talk about in just a bit, but right now we need to go in for a very quick break. When we come back, we have still more on Weekend Fun with Sarah and Viratma. Stay with us.